March 3rd, 2015. Hallways. Giant hallways everywhere. Way too much space inside them. A look out of the window shows a lot of blackness, maybe 60 tons of black stone or water. If it is on the surface of the space station, we can get hold of it to take some samples. It was a bad day. Steve just found out there is no oxygen outside the space station, so we will all be trapped inside until the mission comes to an end. Ground Command improvises by sending food rations in the next day. It's getting dark inside every time Jason puts on the Thermomix. No gravity at all. What a joke. It all feels like a huge joke out here. Saying out here is not of relevance anymore. It feels wrong. After 3 days out here, it feels like we are really inside what one calls out there. Nobody uses the phrase in here anymore because it induces instant claustrophobic discomfort. Unwritten law number 1. Don't say in here anymore. Since according to our data, out there is no oxygen, saying out there is a no-no. It induces a lot of emotional fatigue and claustrophobia. Also, it seems like out there refers to something very far away, but a look out the window below the maintenance room tells us that far away is super relative. Unwritten law number 2. Out there is a no-no. Our command post on Earth says there is no black mass on the space station surface. Unwritten law number 2. Out there is a no-no. Our command post on Earth says there is no black mass on the space station surface. So the black mass has to be the inside of a huge black parabolic umbrella, which is absolutely totally out there. Exactly like the firmament we can see from Earth. The idea of a firmament has long been thought of as naive. Now we know that there is one, but just far away from Earth, not around it. Meditating on the words up, down, top, bottom, it made me feel vertigo panic for 1 minute. What if gravity suddenly kicks in and the hallway turns into an empty elevator shaft? Forget up, down. Being consequent here is of importance, since we are inside a huge nothingness, surrounded by an infinite umbrella. We tend to feel like waking up, being trapped in the middle of the Pacific in a starless night with 3,000 kilometers of water under our feet. Out there becomes just as terrifying as before. Panic is the only option for 2 hours, then I begin to get used to it. Air is getting thick. Kathy found a hidden level. The space station now has an upper floor. Unwritten law number 3. Since Kathy fell into a hole, which was the new level, and Steve had to kind of climb up the same hole to explore it, the words up and down are not of relevance anymore, only be used in combination up and down. When the Mir was designed, the architect Galina Balashova made the interior. Out of obvious reasons, she tried to simulate an Earth-like feeling by painting a floor in different colors than the ceiling and the walls. The ESA never had any interior architects out of reasons exactly as obvious. We have one tape. It's Tommy Wright III, and he says drive by. Can't figure out anymore what by means in this context. So by must have been a no-no for a long time. White apes in the hidden floor. A huge storage room filled with bananas. We don't touch the bananas out of the fear to get sick of something we desperately need. Dilemmas accumulate. The apes are of no use since they are dead. Their fur is as white as the fur of polar bears, so more yellowish white. 2 days, no food, we begin to lose weight. It has been 3 months since the last contact to Earth. They send us food and water, but there is no audio-visual contact. After listening to the only cassette on board, Tommy Wright III, On the Run 1996 full album, Memphis Rap, we begin to forget every other music we ever listened to. Steve finds a laptop connected to the Voyager probe, 17.16 billion kilometers away from Earth. He writes an email in which he insists on some answers. Our speed is 27,576 kilometers per hour, which is 7.66 kilometers per second. So we are 0.3 kilometers per second slower than the MIR, 0.11 kilometers per second slower than Skylab, which crashed, 0.44 kilometers per second slower than Sputnik. Excellence is no option anymore. We have to set new aims. After 3 days, we get an answer from the guys at Voyager 2 probe. The mail is from February 6, 1996. Everything cool out here. We have some contact. Didn't reach the blacklist yet. It must have deep wrinkles, and we have to be inside of one. Maybe blackness is full to some extent. The absurdest thing to read in an old newspaper is the sports part. We begin to build an Earth-like room downstairs to simulate top, bottom, floor, ceiling. Now we can have vacation on Earth. We don't know why the CO2 dispenser is broken and toxic air is circulating without any way out. Everybody is reporting of constant headache and dizziness. The walls are getting yellowish because of the CO2. They are absorbing the light. It's getting darker every week. We have to breathe pure O2 through small canisters on a regular basis to keep up the high doses of O2 before getting to sleep, prevent dying while sleeping, and cause abnormal dreams every night. The dreams are like intense fever dreams, new categories, longer lasting than night terrors, shorter than normal dreams. When you wake up, it goes on for some minutes. Since there's no real day-night circle, we sleep for 12 hours and more. Since we don't have an internet connection to Earth, we spend more time asleep than awake. New unwritten law. Dream, reality, binaries, no. The dreams are getting deeper. I dream of the blackness every night. It always begins with the feeling of getting closer to something without a color and with huge dimensions. The black has some resolution like the finest possible grain, of a black and white photo or a digital picture. The resolution becomes higher and higher the closer I come to the texture becomes ultra fine, and with the excessive fineness, my brain compensates this sensation with a sound which is getting exponentially louder and is not describable. It feels like falling into it, but never reaching it, and not falling down because up and down is a no-no. I wake up every time it's leaning towards being something like becoming in some way, kind of gaining the shape of falling into a state of too much. The dreams become longer. My brain is getting used to the sensation of we no longer sleep. We are in our dreams for at least 20 hours, then get up, eat bananas, tell each other our dreams and get back to dreamscape. We all have reoccurring dreams. Steve dreams of the floor, ceiling and the top level. Yellowish white plastic with a 4K-like super dense, super fine texture. Kathy dreams of a concrete plate. The concrete plate has nearly infinite dimensions. Super fine texture, super wide, super long. A hair comes out of the plate. Every time there's another huge concrete plate, somebody is counting to 10. The plate is coming down to touch the hair. The plates narrow constantly. The hair becomes squeezed. She's in the middle, and with a narrowing gap between the concrete plates, the plates become larger, she becomes smaller, and the hair becomes finer. Screen resolution increases. A voice says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then infinite numbers between 8 and 9 in a language she never heard of. Steve dreams of German words without plural. In every dream there's one more. Der Durst, der Hunger, der Hass, die Vernunft, die Gegenwart, die Ruhe, der Überfluss, die Wehmut, das Deutsche, das Unvergessliche, die Unwegsamkeit, Gold, Butter, Helium, die Post, das Denken, das Verzeihen, das Vergessen. Ivan dreams of a huge pile of kebab with a tiny ultra-fine needle or cannula in it. The pressure inside kebab is increasing exponentially, but the needle doesn't break. Sometimes I dream of a conversation between two secret agents. They talk and seem to talk past each other, until one of them says, "What?" And the other one says, "Yeah, what?" I said, "What was your day like?" And the other one says, "What do you mean by what?" And the other one says, "What it is like, what you mean by that?" And the other one, what? And in the end the other guy is totally perplexed and says, "You don't know what means." We never orbited around Earth. We are falling away from Earth. We are falling constantly away from it. Steve found out we seem to follow Voyager 2 on its way towards blackness. Maybe we got caught in some jet stream caused by its asymmetrical shape. So Voyager 2 is falling as well. Dreams are changing. We fall into sleeping periods less frequently. The dreams begin to fade in We recognize the sensation of constant ear pressure. Somebody changed the air pressure, and we are in a vacuum halfway. Breathing is flat, as if you are pressing your chest against it. My last dream was a night terror. Fell into sleep too quick and found myself in the storage tank at the Russian side. The storage tank is a huge silo, about 50 meters by 5, aligned towards Earth. Dived into it. Then all of a sudden gravity kicked in. The sensation of falling woke me up, screaming. Nobody around. Found a way out of the constant dream crisis. For sleeping you have to lay yourself into the cupola. The cupola is a glass window aligned for an excellent Earth view. Dreams fade into reality again. Things become super big. When I become aware of it, they shrink. Kathy has to eat with 2 tiny forks. Lynn's chopstick are 2 long needles, picking up tiny bits of food. We are afraid he could starve while he is eating. Strange things happen in the cupola. Sometimes Earth is very near. It is possible to guess the continents. Sometimes it is just a small point far away. Maybe it's normal. Maybe never stop dreaming. Dream self-tests are all negative. The fear of seeing Lynn starving while he's eating his microscopic portions made us arrange a meeting. We decide it's better when he stops doing the mandatory fitness training. The cupola thing worked for 2 days, then dreams kicked in again. Become deeper each day. Reports of spatial dreams from every crew member. Steve found himself in the kitchen, talking to Kathy. When he took the water bag out of the cabinet, a water bubble fell out and made his way through the room, right into the electronic compartment. Panic. The whole crew on the hunt for one water bubble. Everybody begins to talk faster and faster, but Steve hears every word, as clear as faster talking. Things become. Woke up. We found a cylindric object in Steve's recurring dreams become even more. Steve found himself in the kitchen again talking to Kathy. When he took the water bag out of the cabinet, a water bubble fell out and made its way through the room, right into the electronic compartment. Panic. 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 The whole crew on the hunt for one water bubble. The whole crew on the hunt for one water bubble. Everybody begins to talk faster and faster, but Steve, hearing every word as clear, faster talking thing becomes strangely faster. The scene begins to vanish into some vanishing point like a screen, becoming smaller and smaller. Talking becomes louder and louder. Steve's dreams don't stop anymore, he reports. Steve wants to wake up, wants to sleep, because the music is going beyond the point of boring in every direction. Forward, backwards, fast, slow, grain synthesized. We stop listening to this, so no music. Sounds inside the compartments. Humming of the refrigerators inside the biolab. Air streams inside the huge tubes. Really loud white and pink noise by the air tube outputs. It's loud in space. Tommy Wyatt III says, "It's still 16 o'clock. We have no time as such here. Nobody talked about time in months. Tommy White III is right. Time is 16 o'clock, but on Earth. Tommy White III seems to be wide awake. He talks very loud, says, "Blood is thicker than water. Thick water is spilled over the floor. Chicken water everywhere. I like chicken water." Serena Williams has a thick chicken water in her legs. Tommy White III, after 6 Earth hours, it is still 16 o'clock on Earth. So sleeping the whole day is okay. Who is Tommy? Who is White? We everyone got a call from Earth that everything is normal. The call has a delay of and date signature, Saturday 15th, 2017, 16 o'clock. What the hell is going on down there? Who is Tommy White III? A noise that could be described as a sawmill saw, not as loud but constant. Not possible to localize it at all. Maybe some loose balls inside the air conditioning system. Ich entwickle seltsame Ängste. Dicke Männer zu beleidigen. The supply ship is docking. 2 hours until the docking process is finished, and we get some fresh stuff from Earth. It is an undescribable feeling to meet the guys from Earth. Everything was really nice, and we forgot the strange situation for some time. When the crew left, they made some photos in 4K filming for the ESA website. Back to 16 o'clock, Peter joked. Everybody laughs. The supply ship is docking. 2 hours until the 2 hours until the docking process is finished, and we get some fresh stuff from Earth. It is an undescribable feeling to meet the guys from Earth. Everything was really nice, and we forgot the strange situations for some time. When the crew left, they made some photos in 4K filming for the ESA website. Back to 16 o'clock, Peter joked. Everybody laughs. The supply ship is docking. 2 hours until the docking process is finished, and we get some fresh stuff from Earth. It is an indescribable feeling to meet the guys from Earth. Everything was really nice, and we forgot the strange situations for some time. When the crew left, they made some photos in 4K filming for the ESA website. Back to 16 o'clock, Peter joked. Everybody laughs. The supply ship is docking. 2 hours until the docking process is finished, and we get some fresh stuff from Earth. It is an undescribable feeling to meet the guys from Earth. Everything was really nice, and we forgot the strange situations for some time. When the crew left, they made some photos in 4K filming for the ESA website. Back to 16 o'clock, Peter joked. Everybody laughs. To MPLM. Blood is thicker than water. Thick chicken water spills down the hallways. Blood is thicker than water. Thick chicken water spills down the hallways. Blood is thicker than water. Thick chicken water spills down the hallways. Blood is thicker than water. Thick chicken water spills down the hallways. Blood is thicker than water. Thick chicken water spills down the hallways. Blood is thicker than water. Thick chicken water spills down the hallways. Blood is thicker than water. Thick chicken water spills down the hallways. Blood is thicker than water. Thick chicken water spills down.